Good morning, everyone. I wanted to give a quick update on how I was doing with my shingles journey. For those of you who haven't seen the original video on this, I talked a lot about the treatment. I talked about my symptoms, how it came about, what it was like going through that. So if you haven't checked that out, go check out that video first. Or you could just stick around. I'll give you a quick overview. Basically, I got diagnosed with oral shingles a little while ago. That's basically a disease that happens to some adults that had chickenpox when they were kids. It presents itself differently, and mine was in my mouth, and I had these like sores inside my mouth and out, and it really messed up my like equilibrium. I was getting vertigo. It was really painful. I was in bed for days. It was tough. I think last time we spoke, I was still having the dizzy spells. I was still having a lot of pain. And I still feel those things occasionally, but it's rare now. I haven't been having them as much. Usually if I bite into something cold and I have to really bite into it, like a fruit, like an apple, or even something soft like a nectarine, I get kind of like a shooting pain. And sometimes if I breathe a certain way, like the air hits my teeth and it sends this like thing up through my jaw. I haven't had a chance to go to a dentist yet. Hopefully there's not like something else going on, but it felt like the same thing as the shingles, and so that's still happening. And then every once in a while I'll get a little dizziness, and I get tired pretty easily. I mentioned in the last video that I was going to cut back on coffee. I still drink coffee. I've been drinking more decaf lately, and if I do have a cup of coffee, it's usually only one cup a day. When I was having like 4 cups a day. And when I say coffee, I mean like an espresso drink. I have an espresso maker, so a coffee to me is like a double shot of like Americano or something like that. It's a little stronger than like instant Folgers or something. Another thing I mentioned in the video is that I'm trying to find ways to relax more. One of the ways, you might have seen me do it in vlogs, I'm usually like cooking. And cooking is a relaxing thing for me. I don't see it as stressful. I don't see it as work. It's kind of like an outlet for, I don't know, it's like meditative. It's a de-stressor for me. So I've been cooking a lot, trying different meals, and that's been fun. I've been playing my guitar a lot more, learning new songs, spending time with my kids. I've been playing a lot more games. Like I've been playing, our family plays this card game called May I. It probably has a bunch of other different names, but it's really, really fun. You play it with 2 decks of cards, and it's played in like 6 different rounds. So it's a really long game. It really gets me to like sit down and have a conversation and laugh. Bailey and Jacob know how to play it really well. Parker's kind of learning. And so Bailey, Jacob, Jessica, and I usually will stay up a little after the 3 littlest boys go to bed, and we'll play May I, and it's like a nice hour of just sort of de-stressing. I've always been kind of a stressed person, and I used to think it's what made me productive, but now I'm really seeing it as like as a problem, because the doctor said that is one of the most common reasons for shingles to happen, and it can happen to me again. The chickenpox virus is sort of dormant inside of you, and then when there is like stress or physical stress on your body from another disease, the shingles can come back out. So I'm really just trying to do everything I can to not have my instincts take over and have me be stressed out. That's kind of how I am. A lot of people in my family are like that, actually, but now I'm really trying to, like, if something starts to stress me out and I start to feel it, I really try and take a second, let it go, try and understand like what is going on around me, and that it's not as big a deal as I'm making it. I've been cutting back on my news consumption. I still want to keep up to date. There's so much going on in the world right now, but if you get into like looking at the news like every few minutes, the news cycle right now, there's just something new happening every 5 minutes, and it can really stress you out. So I'm limiting it to like once in the morning, once in the evening, maybe when I'm doing something that isn't stressing me out, or that is a de-stressor like cooking, I'll listen to the news and just try to not get too worked up about it. Try to take it in, but not get too worked up. What else am I doing? For a long time, we haven't been able to go on our family walks, and recently we've been able to get going on those again, which has been really, really nice. We posted a video about this a little while ago that we started going on these family walks, and I had to stop them completely because I just didn't have the energy. We live on a hill, and so to go on a walk, you have to go down this hill and back up the hill, and it takes a lot out of you. It's not that big of a deal, but it is if you're feeling really sick, which I was. So we had to stop that for a while, and we've started back up, and right now we're going on very short walks, and every day we try and add a little distance to it to get back to where we were. That's been really nice, and it's been a good de-stressor as well, like going out on a walk, getting some fresh air, seeing your kids run around and play. That's what it's all about. Work-wise, I've been getting back to work, but I've been trying to keep it a little more manageable. I've started writing more with Colleen. I've started editing videos again. I couldn't even do that for a while, which is just sitting at a computer editing it. But like my brain couldn't focus on it long enough to get anything done when I had the shingles. Obviously, I've been putting up videos, we're getting there, but I'm going a little slower with my guitar channel and trying to not like make deadlines for myself that are hard, fast deadlines. More like, oh, I have this fun thing, I want to put it out there, I'm going to get it out there when I can, within reason. And so that's kind of how I've been navigating that. This whole experience has got me to thinking about being sick and viruses and how viruses work, and there was something that I did want to talk to you guys about, just sort of point it out. I'm not saying anything one way or the other. I'm certainly not trying to get political with this because this has been turned into a political issue, but I did want to say this. Chickenpox is not a big deal when you're a kid, most of the time. Chickenpox is something that when I was a kid, parents tried to get their kids to get the chickenpox because the idea was that then you had immunity and you wouldn't get the worst version of chickenpox as an adult. And that's because we didn't understand the virus so much. Now there is a chickenpox vaccine that you can get. What we didn't understand back then and what we do understand now is that the chickenpox virus is what causes shingles, and shingles is terrible. It is not something to mess around with. It is not fun. And it's something that shows up in people that got chickenpox. So what my point is, COVID-19 is a virus that seems to not affect kids as much. It seems that kids, for the most part, the majority of kids don't have severe symptoms with COVID-19 when they test positive for it. But this is the first year that we've ever had COVID-19. We have not studied the long-term effects. And I don't want to freak anybody out. I don't want to scare anyone. I don't want anyone to be like, oh my gosh, you're right. I tested positive or anything along those lines. I don't want you to be anxious or stressed. That's not what this is about. But this is about something that we should be thinking about and cautious about because we don't know what happens to someone that has the disease, didn't have symptoms, and then if it pops up again in some other form when they're an adult, we don't know what that is. So it is something that I've been really thinking about lately. It's like COVID-19 is a virus. It's similar to the virus that causes chickenpox, similar to the virus that causes HIV and then AIDS. We don't know how the human body processes this in a long term. We've only been experiencing it for some months. I understand that there are certain people that have to send their kids back to school and has to happen for their life to work. I get it, and I'm not judging you, and I don't want you to be hard on yourself if that's the case. But I don't think we should look at this frivolously. I think we should really consider the fact that we don't know how this virus reacts in the body over time. And just because you have no symptoms or mild symptoms now, what that's going to mean in the future. At the end of the day, I am feeling much better. I do have the possibility of having shingles flare up again or having another version of shingles happen somewhere else on my body. I'm aware of that. I am okay with that. I'm at peace with that. I am trying to do everything that I can, eating healthy, getting rest, staying de-stressed in order to not have that happen again. But I understand it and I'm fine with it. And I'm just really happy that I get to hold my kids, hug my kids, hang out with my kids in close proximity again. And yeah, that's it, I think. Thank you so much for watching and for caring and for all of the advice in the comments and all of the well wishes and prayers. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys next time.